Hello, world. You're watching the 48th episode of World Humanitarian Drive's Inspiring Millions show. This is a show where we celebrate brilliant minds from around the world who share with us their story, one story at a time. Today, get motivated to harness the power of the sun. We're joined by Jenny Lin Ngai, SunSmart solar advocate, green advocator, and rural artisan of the Philippines. We'll get to know her inspiring story in a short while. Thank you for joining us live or in replay. I'm Viva Andrada O'Flynn, your host and Global Media Relations of World Humanitarian Drive. World Humanitarian Drive, also known as WHD, is an international NGO founded in Croydon, UK, by British Indian global peace activist, entrepreneur, writer, Dr. Abdul Basit Saeed. The primary vision of WHD is to promote peace, education, and trade harmony initiatives globally among everyone across the world, regardless of race, gender, religion, nationality, vaccine status, living as one family. WHD is driving for humanity. This Inspiring Millions show is your show. As always, we encourage you to engage and interact with us. Please help us spread inspiration to the world by sharing this link. Put your questions that you would like to ask our guest, Jenny, greetings or comments that you have for us in the comments box. We would love to read them later on in the show. Let us also know where you are watching this. Wherever you are in the world, let us keep you company and brighten your day as we share peace, love, and goodwill. It's the second week of the year. How are your New Year's resolutions holding up? Have you also included in your intentions to care for our environment and our planet? Today's interesting discussion is with Jenny Lin Maaño Ngai. Some of her many notable achievements include president and co-founder of SunSmart Solar Power Technology Incorporated, founder and president of SunSmart, climate change advocate, print ad model, fashion stylist, beauty queen, most outstanding woman of style and entrepreneurship, Jose Rizal Pamana Awards 2018, People of Asia 2019, Women of Inspiration, Forbes Philippines Ambassador of Style 2019. So let's all welcome a sophisticated and empowered Filipina with a heart for our people and our planet, Jenny Lin Ngai. Jenny Lin, welcome and thank you very much for joining us today. So you've celebrated your birthday recently. So belated happy birthday. How are you, Jenny?
Thank you, Viva. I'm great. I'm in the Philippines right now, of course. Thank you for inviting me for the show, and I hope that I could be able to share good information, valuable ones, particularly to the watchers of WHD or World Humanitarian Drive.
And also, so thank you to WHD's top follower, Inspiring Millions show guest, and global fashion designer, Happy Andrada Graf, for arranging this discussion. And thank you so much for joining us, Miss Jenny Lin Ngai. So let's get started. Could you please just give us a backstory? Could you please introduce yourself to the world and share a brief story about you?
Okay. I'm Jenny. I'm the president of SunSmart Solar Power Technology. SunSmart is more on the renewable energy side, particularly dedicated on serving solar power on the off-grid area. Okay, before I get to solar, like you mentioned earlier, I was in fashion. The reason why I got into fashion because I was a beauty queen. Okay, I was one of the beauty queens, so I joined pageants. From pageants, I did modeling, particularly on print ads, and also I did some ramp and doing modeling in the year, sometime by the 90s. It was different, of course. Brands were not that many, especially on the retail side in the country. So when I went to the pageant side, that's where the training got more vast to me. I believe that the profession that I am doing right now, especially on the corporate side, the field of where I came from, being a model on the side of brands and then getting into the pageantry, it became an advantage, not because of just promoting yourself. establishing as a woman, more on empowerment, more on social responsibility, because most beauty queens, we have this kind of advocacy. So it become more relevant, especially when I partake particularly on the business or corporate side. I grew up in Manila. So growing up in Manila, there's a lot of challenges, like being super independent, like being in college. So that's where I also develop myself more, being a breadwinner. And of course, like I study in the university belt, right? So getting along with people of different levels, it is a good training ground and experience for me. When I was like 17 or 16 years old, I became very active in our community, being one of their sangguniang kabataan, or like a council in the community. So I was one of the young or youth counselors. So that's how active I was when I was young. And when it comes to my family side, of course, I was I am the eldest granddaughter. Most of my playmates when I was young are boys. So I grew up with a lot of boys, right? Because of my cousins. I have two brothers, and I grew up in Pampanga. I grew up in Pampanga because of my mom is on that side, and also I was raised by my lola somehow. So that's more or less. And now I have three kids, all boys too. So I think if I'm not surrounded by women on the beauty, fashion, and empowerment side, I'm surrounded by men, because I try to have a daughter, but I have three sons. So that's the one that I got very busy with, having three sons. And then of course, I'm married to a foreigner too. He's a businessman. He's actually our CEO also for SunSmart. And before we do SunSmart, we were in the telecom side of the industry. That particular angle where we came from on the telecom side partake also relevance on what we do now on the sustainability factor. So more or less, that's what I do and where I came from.
That's really wonderful interview. So thank you for that. So from attending GoSees, you're landing print ads as a model, you're participating in pageants, you're wearing sashes, gowns, winning trophies, crowns. So you're in the corporate world now. So how has the transition been like for you?
The transition, I would say, was like more of the experience. So in SunSmart, I would say that it was also like not a coincidence that most of the women working with SunSmart happen to be like, if not their model or runway models, like they're beauty queens, okay? Because also like we're friends, and like we have the same group. So it happened that they get to join SunSmart, and the transition is like more of empowering and inspiring women, especially the young ones, that there is beyond beauty, there is beyond glamour, there is beyond fashion, that each woman can be able to participate. It is not a matter of proving what you can do or what you can be. It is a matter of what can you contribute, right? What inspire you? Exactly just like this show that you have. So that is something that usually when I want people to join our organization, I usually tap on that kind of personality. So transitioning from being a model to a beauty queen to a businesswoman, the transformation is actually like, it is instant. It is like quick to adopt on my side, because one factor of being a businesswoman is also to be able to adapt to different levels of people. And that is something that somehow we were being a model or being a beauty queen is something that was harnessed on our side, right? Confidence. Like confidence is a key. Okay, confidence, camaraderie, good personality, the ability to be able to address yourself naturally. So that is something that I was able to bring in on my corporate side based on the personality of being a corporate woman.
Thank you. It's great how you balance it, how you've learned, how you've transitioned from all of that, and now you're a successful businesswoman. So you're a SunSmart solar advocate, so SunSmart co-founder and president. So could you tell us more about SunSmart?
SunSmart Solar Power Technology, when we started solar in the Philippines, I did not really expect that we will really go that far. It also because my husband was already in the solar business in China, so it just happened like he's been doing it for quite some time in China already. As you are aware, like over 10 years, they're already into the renewable industry. 90% of their energy, I would say, is coming from the renewable side. Until that was like around 2015, he came to the Philippines and he was bringing a device. So he was bringing this box. Like the box was like, it has a light on it and he can plug basic appliances. Then it has like a panel, like a small solar panel. So I told him, hey, that will be great. You know what? That will be good to be able to provide on those people in the mountain who doesn't have access to power. And that time we were actually donating or building a church. So I was part of building of a church in our community. So I decided that I tried to bring that solar power box in the church. And you know what, Viva? I at first, my intention was just really to light up the church, that small church. So when I brought it there and I saw, wow, it really like lit up, like it brightened up the church, the chapel, and people were able to perform a mass because we were able to put a fan. They can even charge a cell phone. That changed everything, that particular moment. So when my husband also saw that, hey, that's not a bad idea. Like we can that the box, we can be able to expand it. Like I can create something for you according to the need, right, of the Filipinos. So that's where SunSmart started. It started really like it's inspired by the Philippines because like what I told you, like we were really like in a community with no power, and I need to put the power there because I saw actually the church was. They don't even have the cement on the floor. Like people really literally have to kneel on the soil. So I donated the tiles. And, you know, it was amazing because when I donated the tiles, then we put the power. There comes the people donating the windows, the chairs, the altar and everything until it was completed. But without probably the light on it, it is going to be different. That was the inspiration. So from there, that small box, it actually, we call it SunSmart. My husband named it as SunSmart. It became an inspiration that our dedication to do solar power is to particularly serve those people who have no access to electricity. So our positioning in the country is quite different. When everybody wants to be on the grid, wherein they serve with big solar panels like solar farms, there we were having the solar panel with the battery inside the box and bringing it from one island to another. So that is how we really started. Of course, from a small box, it became a medium power station, a large one. Now we're doing really solar in a large scale or in different scale of energy capacity. So it is inspiring like to do something that is part also of serving others. So I would say that the background when we did our solar business was really like inspired by the lifestyle of the Filipinos, particularly in the far-flung or off-grid area, where people, I don't know how long you've been in the Philippines, but majority of our areas up to now are even powered yet, right? So this is really where our solutions come in.
Thank you for powering up the Philippines with solar energy. So we're going to find out more about SunSmart. We have a video here to show. Let's watch this video.
You are now here with SunSmart. I am Jenny Lin Maaño, the president of SunSmart Solar Power Technology. The goal of SunSmart right now is actually to electrify and to energize, particularly totally off-grid areas of the country, especially those areas in the islands or areas with totally zero electricity. From small-scale capacity energy storage system to middle scale up to the large-scale capacity ESS integrated with solar PV panels, this is where our solutions come in.
With our system being integrated, providing simplified solar power system and solutions, especially to the fact that we are aware that so many people are still living in the dark. So we were able to tap not just in the Philippines, but the kind of system and solutions that we have right now, we were able to bring it to Nigeria, South Africa, Dubai, Indonesia.
Sustainability and climate change resilient technology, we are in the drive of innovation as advancement and expanded awareness are the main keys to be more prepared to readily adopt on any climatic changes as well as socio-economic disruption.
Wow, that's an amazing video. So, Jenny Lin, we also got to know more about you as well. And then, so what can you tell us about solar energy and how big is the solar industry in the Philippines?
The question, how big is the solar energy in the Philippines?
Industry in the Philippines, yes.
Yeah. Well, I would say that is based on the potential of the industry in the country is big. It's really big. Solar is very viable in the Philippines because the sun is actually like good in the country, being on the more on the good sunshine hours. We can be able to harvest well. This is a tropical country, and that is one of the main advantages. Somehow, the main disadvantage, I would say, like as you're aware, Philippines divided into 7,108 islands. The challenge is, do we have enough land or space to be able to put up major solar farms in the country? And this is actually where we try to address the situation. If you cannot have enough place or enough space to be able to lay down this kind of solar farms, as much as the idea of having batteries is expensive, the thing there is technology plays a vital role into this kind of solution. So SunSmart, the positioning is more on the solar hybrid industry because that's why we call it beyond solar. So it's not just the PV panel that is actually playing a major role. It is the integration of the system to be able to provide power, not just during the day, but also during the night. So when it comes to the solar energy industry, I would say that technology, when it comes to the renewables, such as solar or even other types of renewable, it should be not just sustainable. It should be resilient to be able to address the need as much as possible 24/7, especially if the country or most of the area are actually affected with distribution lines, like they don't have that. They are totally like zero grid. Then you need more viable solutions. So that is where we play a role, and that is where the kind of industry our company SunSmart are being in the solar industry. I am really working more on that side.
So Jenny Lin, what motivates you to go to work each day? So what motivates you to be your best?
Okay. At least that's not more on the solar side. Although I would say that what really motivates me every day, especially being a mom, being a president of a company, okay, being a leader, of course, on my team. I would say like I call really most of my staff that they're my team. Without them having a team, of course, we will not become a major company also. So what motivates me are those people who are actually part of my everyday life. Of course, as soon as I get up in the morning, there's my three sons, right? So somehow like as they are somehow a distraction in a way on the positive side, because you need that, especially if your lifestyle is very busy. So having kids, their presence, the kind of energy they bring at home creates a balance, okay? Because like it reminds you that, hey, like I'm a mom, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, okay? I'm a friend. Like I'm also like their playmate. I'm the teacher at the house, right? So I can still be the cook, I can still be the cleaner. So it gives me a different personality. So my sons really is the one that motivates me to keep going every day. So that more or less. So that's how I start my day. And of course, like I get to the office and see my staff. I'm very casual when I get to see my team, and I tend to make sure that everyone like gets busy, not just busy but productive. And I believe that they are very much aware of that too.
So you're a co-founder of SunSmart and also the president, and then you're a mom, as you mentioned, and a friend. And then, so what do you do outside of work that that'll give you like healthy, well-balanced life? And what do you do for your personal wellness?
Okay. Outside of work, I really have a habit every morning. And if I cannot do it in the morning, I'll do it in the evening. I do my yoga. That's really where I can be able to find stillness, peace, and that really like puts me in order or in balance. I usually do that in the morning, and after that, I will have to go on my exercise. Especially with this pandemic, I would say that I can turn one room already almost into a gym. I have a treadmill and this kind of equipment for the gym. And my husband was saying, "Are you gonna convert this house into a gym?" Because I did that every morning, or at least if I don't get the exercise in the morning, I have to get the exercise in the evening. So I do exercise really, and I maintain a healthy diet, especially like my husband is more on the food conscious side. So I was able to adapt that, right? So that is good, as well as my kids. So of course, like having friends in the fashion industry, that is where the fun also somehow like on what I do. Having them around, like it reminds you like to still stay glamorous, like to be updated on style in fashion. If I don't get to meet people on the corporate side, I would say that I meet beauty queens, models, fashion designers, or people in media. So I would really say that I have a perfect balanced life when it comes to that. I also get together with friends, of course, like we share common things. Most of my friends, like even Happy, the one who brought me for the show, like they're more on the fashion and glamour side. So getting around with this kind of people, like it creates balance and in my corporate side as well.
It's great to know. So you've mentioned the pandemic. What are the activities that you have been doing during the pandemic?
Actually, okay. During the pandemic, SunSmart, we've been very busy. Okay, because pandemic, imagine the lockdowns, the quarantines, most of the, not only that, during the pandemic, we experienced typhoon, right? So having this kind of not just pandemic situation and variation in our environment or climatic change causing stronger typhoons in the country, it affects power industry. When you affect the power industry, there comes the water, there comes no Wi-Fi, everything really like happens. So I would say that we become very busy, and the team, but I would say SunSmart team like can testify to that. Like we have to go serving one place to another, attending more conferences, meetings, to be able to serve, particularly areas that are affected when it comes to the need of having power. So that's what we've been through, and we were not affected, like not going to work somehow because we're in the renewable energy. So it's on the utility service side. So we're like outside those kind of restriction, and it's good to serve still on the calling of the need of the people.
I like that what you said. It's good to serve on the needs of the people. And then so it's the second week of 2022. What important lessons did you learn from last year?
All right. Second week of 2022, having a brand new year, it's a realization. I have posted it also like on my social media timeline. I said that it's a realization that life is precious, right? And family matters most. Family and relationship matters most. Why? Imagine having a 2-year pandemic and you still here. You were still able to celebrate a birthday perfectly healthy, well, seeing your friends, they're all good, like seeing your family. I would say that the 2 weeks should be dedicated to gratitude. So that is how I really spent my 2 weeks, having the realization of seeing all the good things life brings, not in terms of financial. Some people will think, oh, I don't have this, I need this, like, but having this kind of situation that we all share globally, right? I would say that this is not just in the Philippines, this is globally. So us seeing each other, hearing each other, to be able to feel one another, to learn and continue to be here is something that we have to realize. That is a gift. And that's when where I really realized life is a precious gift.
Life is indeed a very precious gift. So today is World Logic Day, declared by UNESCO. What are the key factors that people should be thinking about right now?
Okay. It is good to know that today is World Logic Day by UNESCO. Actually, today the message that I intend to really share happened to be more on this side. For World Logic Day, I say as a human being, the biggest contributor as a human being, what we have is the mind. The mind plays a major factor in life. I always tell this also, being a leader or empowering people, like what we think we become. And I believe the same. So the ability to think is the most defining feature of humanity. It's just a matter how you perceive things, how you look at things. So if you want to see yourself on the good side, regardless of how bad things have been, I think it is always good to look at it logically on the positive side without reasoning why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to the world? When is this gonna stop, right? When we all know that this is actually happening. So World Logic Day, it is very timely, particularly in this current pandemic. We should be able to harness the power of our mind, not just in terms of logical reasoning or being rational all the time. We can be able to adopt that in being our self-consciousness, that is actually our own being, knowing more internally. Number two is knowledge, like harnessing what we are good at. And third is the reasoning. The reasoning, like, what is the best thing that I can do every day? Like, what am I best at? Like, what is my good talent, right? So this consciousness, knowledge, and reason are the main relevance of this experience, I believe, of World Logic Day. And to me, the ability to harness and to be able to master the power of the mind is relevant in this time of pandemic, regardless of our age, because it is something that will truly bring us to the next day or to the next year or the tomorrow. So what we think is something that how we act, and that is something that actually like what we will be doing. So may everyone choose to think rightfully.
Harness the power of the mind. That is a really good message. So let's talk about inspiration. Who inspires you, and what do you consider your inspirations in life?
I did not. Okay, what inspires me in life? Actually, I would say that it is my belief. I have a very strong faith in God. Okay, so I grew up that way. Like I would say that I am thankful that my grandparents, like, they really molded me to become that. That is what inspires me, like my faith. Not in terms just of my religion. Faith and religion, I would say it's different. When you have the faith, you have the belief, you get to truly realize having gratitude in every day and everything that you do. So my faith is something that inspires me. Okay, having faith is what keeps you going, what keeps you hoping, and what keeps you moving.
That's good, because World Religion Day is also on Sunday, and then you talked about your faith as well. I'm just going to read through the comments of our virtual audience. And then, so we have a comment from Happy Andrada. She's saying, "Hi, Jenny, you're so inspiring and amazing."
Thank you.
And then, thank you. And then Ratan Kumar Das is saying, "Greetings from WHD Bangladesh chapter." And Billy Tang is saying, "Greetings from Malaysia." We have a question from Tonggi Gra. He's saying, very inspiring, as energy saving and earth protection is today an emergency, what do you think could make big companies adopt more clean energy use? Do you think a government mandate should be in place?
In our country, in the Philippines, there is really a government mandate. There is a government mandate in the country that we should utilize more on the renewable side. So going back to his questions, like when it comes to energy savings, actually we call it energy savings and energy efficiency. I would say that those are two different factors. It is the advantage of having solar, like to be able to generate more savings, to be able to reduce your electricity bill. But when it comes to energy efficiency, that I would say is the factor wherein is the solar can be able to sustain really the need on longer sun hours, or if these are totally off-grid area, or the power there is not even a grid on the area, then it should be able to be more efficient, to be able to adopt on the current situation, that it can provide more than what the sun can be able to harness. Indeed, it is something what the sun, the energy itself that it brings, can be stored. So that is where energy savings and energy efficiency can be addressed at. And promulgation from the government, of course, is helpful, because if you do that, if the government can implement, everybody will actually adopt on it. So it takes a leader to be able to make the calling.
That's great to know. And then we've got more comments from our virtual audience. We've got a comment from Mujib Manjil, and he's saying greetings. And then Marlon Jimeno Hechanova is saying, "Hi, watching from the Philippines." So not everyone who's watching right now is from the Philippines. They're from different parts of the world as well.
Yes.
So what can you tell people about the Philippines?
Hello, world. Hello, world. On behalf of on behalf of me, Jenny, with World Humanitarian Drive. For Philippines, it's a very warm and hospitable country. Like people here, I would say like they are very resilient. Okay, people always smile. Okay, they're happy. Filipinos are natural happy people. They are strong in nature. I'll tell you the truth. Like they can if they can overcome stronger typhoons, stay on their area to be able to rebuild their homes, then I would say Filipinos are not just beautiful people. They are actually an inspiration of strength. And to the world, I would say mabuhay. And of course, without when this pandemic ends, you get to visit Philippines. It's beautiful, our islands.
How about what is the best thing about being a Filipina?
The best thing about being a Filipina, I would say that we're women of strength, like, right? We're very versatile, okay, flexible. We can be anybody that people, when you challenge a Filipina, she will not usually back up. That is something that I would say. I think everyone can relate to that. So Filipinas are brave, okay? Like we have this kind of personality and they're very inspiring. And most Filipinas, of course, having a mixture of different genes, right? So we're mixed, right? So most people cannot tell already that, hey, are you Filipina? Like even Viva, right? Our friends that we have in the Philippines because of our history. So that's all.
Thank you, Jenny Lin. So you've mentioned about resilience and strength as well. So how does a person find strength within oneself to withstand life's obstacles? Could you share tips with us on how to develop resilience?
When the pandemic happened, I would really say to us in part of humanity, it was an adaptation, regardless of the age. So either we're young, we're old, especially the children. I can really like relate to that. Like imagine the children, right? That they cannot be able to go to school, or sometimes when they see classmates on the virtual screen, they will tell you, he's not my friend because he's just inside the computer. Imagine that. So imagine the ability, if how you can even improve the strength from that kid, even to yourself now at this age, or to an elderly who's worrying about her health. So for us to be able to harness and also to sustain our resilient personality, we should be able to have something that inspires us, because that is something that will motivate us to keep going. When we get a health problem, when you remember something that will inspire you, what will you do? You will get up. You will actually try your very best to be stronger, to be healthier. So to be able to be resilient, I would say that we should learn adaptation. And I know that it will not be easy to be able to adapt. But in life, without the pandemic, imagine that there is also no pandemic now. In life, we will always face challenges. So these challenges, regardless of what it is, I always say it just come in different scenario. So the ability again to be able to master the mind, the kind of thinking plays an important role, because that is where you have to build your resilience. And that is probably why our brain is on top of our head. Sorry, of course, our brain is on top of our head. That is exactly what I'm saying. The brain is really on top, our head is on top of our body. Like we were like built this way so that we use our mind to be able to maintain, right? The entire body, or to empower ourselves. And that is very timely to talk about when it comes to building our own personality of resiliency. We have to really like empower ourselves, not in terms of burning ourselves, working hard, not in terms of actually like getting sad of the situation, but inspiration. That what matters. And you have to strengthen our mindset to be able to actually apply our physical being into the actual adaptation. That way we can be able to embrace this kind of negativity because it's just all in different scenarios. So that's what I would say.
Thank you, Jenny Lin. You're certainly inspiring and motivating us right now with your words. So it was International Thank You Day last Tuesday. So what are you most grateful for?
I'm most grateful for, I have mentioned it earlier, like life. That we're here. Of course, we're alive. Every day, I think, and I believe that is what we should be grateful for. That in the morning we get up, we get to see, we get to hear, we get to feel, we get to actually be able to do what we are still doing and be able to improve ourselves to be able to do more, also for the good of the others. So that is what I am always grateful for.
So January is also Self-Love Month. Why is self-love important?
Self-love is important. Sometimes I would say that for women, sometimes men will just say that, there you go again, there's your drama or things like that. But either men or women, self-love is really important. When we talk about self-love, that is something that you have to actually motivate your own self, reward your own self, that you know that you did something great. You do not need to get it from the others. Sometimes we have to expect that like our loved ones, our partner, we tend to expect that they should be the one who should be doing this, not me. But to me, self-love is something that you give in to yourself because of the good that you have done to yourself. So it is important as part of our life, because that will be something that contribute to us to be able to develop us, our internal being and also our physical being. So to reward oneself is a must. That is also where you find your own internal space, right? Love yourself, because when you love yourself, I'll tell you, you'll do more. Your passion will go higher. It will take you a mile. Like me, people will really say that, wow, yes, yeah, you can see that already. I can share things, and it's good because we need to empower one another. And that is something everyone can do, not just because we have the ability. Everyone has the gift. And that gift, you have to find that to yourself. That is what you have to seek for. That is your love for your own self.
And you radiate with love as well. And then it's also nice to know that you also do meditation and yoga. So those are also good ways that you're taking good care of yourself. So World Humanitarian Drive has a Science Bazaar initiative of WHD founder Dr. Abdul Basit Saeed to empower outstanding talents by recognizing and encouraging transformative discoveries and supporting them to attain economic affordability. So the fundamental motive of this initiative is to uplift youth development and showcase their innovative ideas and projects. So it's consolidated under a single unit of the betterment of society. So how important is this Science Bazaar initiative in these times?
Like SunSmart is on the science and technology side. Imagine that, right? That's innovation. It's really important. When I see younger generation nowadays, especially in social media, I really get to appreciate them. I would say that they are very creative. They're so fantastic. Imagine, kids, they really have the ability to adapt. They are very resilient. They are the least people, I would say, that complain much. So when people say you have to do virtual learning, imagine they did not complain. They just totally adapt on it. They did not question. Of course, they have to miss their friends, but there they are. they were able to actually continue. So in this aspect of the Science Bazaar that your organization is trying to harness, it will actually something be very much contributing to the entire world, because the idea of this younger generation is something that has something to do with our present and the future. Sometimes for the older generation, they will think it's a bit back off to be able to support the kind of creative thinking, experimental way, or the kind of imagination that the young ones are trying to address to us, to put that into a concept. This kind of innovation mindset or creative strategy in their mind that they're actually addressing, working, or be able to come up with is something that we can all be able to see, if not in the near now. I don't want to say the near future, near now, because technology is very fast paced. Imagine it can be even developed further on. So this pandemic taught us, like I mentioned, that we are actually not, we have to adapt now on the present, because there's no going to the past. And the future, we actually arrive. And this is what the Science Bazaar particularly plays a major role. The future is being brought exactly to now, to this present moment, through the younger generation, through these people, to these young ones that we call now innovators. And may their innovation be able to be able to inspire not just on the side of science and technology alone, something that is contributing to the good, especially of the environment, right? The environment, because the environment exactly is the world we live in. May it be something that contribute a factor to the environment, sustain the environment, that also will contribute to the major lifestyle of the people. So I really admire this Science Bazaar.
Thank you, Jenny Lin. We have a comment from Professor Dato Dr. GP Dorisami, Secretary General of WHD Malaysia. He's saying, wonderful presentation, and very inspirational sharing of ideas by Jenny. I always admire great leadership, and I am very impressed with your leadership qualities and your great business acumen. Please share your leadership roles and how our young people can follow your steps to become a good, respected leader. Maybe you have a tip for us, tips on being a respected leader?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that comment. And to me, I always say that we always have that capability. With the more we actually bring out the natural person in us, the best that we will become. To the young generation, especially to the young innovators, not just the young innovators, I would say the creative. You know, this pandemic has brought in the creative side, empowered really, and be able to explore on the creative side of the people, especially the young one. I would say that have the courage, be bold, and don't be afraid. Just like me those days when I started with my solar industry, I have a box that can bring power and create a change to the church. Then it was brought to a community, right? Then to a city. That your inspiration is something. What you believe, you will become. Your inspiration, your concept, that if that came to your mind, that created a spark in you. For you to be able to make that possible, the first thing you have to do, you have to believe in yourself first. So I would say that the greatest innovators, the greatest leaders, they really believe in themselves for them to truly succeed. And this is very important to the younger generation, that they have to continue and always believe in themselves. You will know that what you do is right. You know how you will know that what you do is right? You will feel it here. You will not know it here, because knowledge is already here. That's why you're innovating. But you will know that you will do it right. You feel it here. When you feel it here, then that's the one. Like me, I know that what when I got to the solar, I never imagined that I'd be in solar. But I know that is the one. That was my purpose. So to me, innovation is created, innovation, skill, and creativity is a spark in every human being because it is meant to bring a purpose.
Thank you, Jenny Lin. We have another question from Professor Dato, Dr. GP Dorisami. He's asking, how can we contact you to discuss further on your solar business venture and possibility of inviting you for a special Zoom session to talk on solar energy saving venture? So maybe you could share your details with us.
All right. I would say that you can be able to reach me on my corporate email. That will be at executiveoffice@sunsmartisp.com. Okay, so I can also share the details to Viva here on the show, so she can be able to actually direct it with you. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. We'll share your social media accounts with our virtual audience. So, and this is a question that we always ask. Yeah, we always ask this question to our guests. What is your inspiring message to the world?
Okay, in honor of World Logic Day, and I really like your questions to me, Viva. I would like to thank the World Humanitarian Drive for this opportunity. I would say that this is one of the show that I became very more outspoken of what I do, because I can totally relate with all your questions, the ability to be able to innovate science and technology, the Science Bazaar, and now it's today's World Logic Day by UNESCO. And the message that I would like to address, it happened to be related to the World Logic Day. So to me, I want to say this. In between the I am and what I do best is purpose, and may be the best reason of everyday existence. So that is really my message. And to be able to emphasize that, the reason why I say it's like very much jive with the World Logic Day, particularly for the young generation, I want them to really realize when I say in between the I am, that is your consciousness, that is your creativity, that is your mind. And what I do best, that is your knowledge that you can actually harness, that you can become best at, and then you will find your purpose. And that is the reason of your being. So may that be something that inspire everyone, especially the young ones, to keep going and be the best of whatever they can be.
Jenny, thank you so much for honoring us with your presence, words of wisdom, inspiring the world with your story. In honor of international recognition for your virtue and persistently serving and inspiring humanity with your noble deeds, World Humanitarian Drive would like to award you, Jenny, with an Inspiring Humanitarian Award. And then, so we're going to be sending that one to you. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. And then we would like to share a quotation also by Jenny Lin. So here's the quotation, Jenny Lin. Could you please read it for us?
The most accomplished people will often tell you that their secret to success is not talent, connections, or timing, but the relentless persistence of their dream to bring it to manifestation and their resilient approach in the midst of challenge and adversity.
Congratulations, Jenny Lin, and thank you so much for all your words of wisdom, sharing with us your inspiring story. And then, so we're really inspired. And then, so thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, World Humanitarian Drive. It's really an opportunity, and I wish you more success, and I wish that you can be able to continue to address more hopeful message, inspiring people with your show. Congratulations also, Viva.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to you, Jenny Lin. So we hope you enjoyed today's discussion with Jenny, that it motivated you to find innovative solutions to common problems. We're living in dark times. We have to be the light. Let's channel the admirable traits we see from others and apply them to ourselves. Let us find the best within ourselves and share it with the world. The world needs us to awaken to our greatness, to not cower in challenges, but to courageously face them and persevere in living our best lives. You have the right to live the life the way you choose. It is your right to say no, to refuse to be an experiment. So let's be courageous in speaking our truth. Remember that fear divides, love unites us all. Here on Inspiring Millions Show, we present you with brilliant people from around the world. So feel free to connect with them on social media, and together, let's make a difference in the world. We definitely all need inspiration, especially in these times. Listening to people's stories enrich our lives. If today's discussion inspired you, please like it, share it, send us a comment. Do share with us your takeaways from today. Follow us on our social media accounts. Click subscribe on our YouTube channel, WHD Media. Visit our WHD website, www.whd.org.uk, for more inspiring events. Everyone, get active and healthy. These are times we should strengthen our bodies, minds, emotions, and our faith. Please remember to have compassion, be kind to yourself, others, and our planet. To our frontliners, we salute you. We thank you for your hard work and sacrifices and dedication to humanity. WHD would like to greet all those celebrating their birthdays, including Zel Handog and Francisco Villanueva III, and those celebrating their special milestones this week. Happy celebrations. Happy Lori, Makar, Sankranti, and Pongal to our Indian family and friends. Have a wonderful weekend. On behalf of WHD team, especially those working behind the scenes, WHD Chairman Dr. Abdul Basit Saeed, WHD Director of Global Operations Ms. Sarah Wilson, WHD 12, Honorable Secretary Generals, we thank you, our virtual audience from around the world, for joining us and supporting our show. This has been World Humanitarian Drive's Inspiring Millions Show. I'm Viva Andrada O'Flynn. Please join us again next week. We will have an interesting discussion with Datin Haja Ellis Suryati Haji Omar as we discuss the world, as inspire the world here on Inspiring Millions Show. Thank you, everyone. It's a really fun discussion. Thank you.
Are we done?
I'm still waiting for it. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. So
thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I think, yeah, let's just cut this. Thank you so much, Jenny Lin. Thank you to our virtual audience.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Stay safe.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.